Item hashtag, SCP-2905. Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures, SCP-2905 has been under Foundation quarantine since its discovery in 1998. Personnel removing plant/SCP-2905-2 samples within SCP-2905 must wear the protective gear provided at all times while within SCP-2905. Any personnel bitten by SCP-2905-2 should be brought back immediately to the medical clinic to assess the severity of the bite. SCP-2905-2 toxins vary wildly in potency. Collaboration with Site-45 for further information about POI-Isaac and POI-Now is ongoing. Description: SCP-2905 is a circular garden located on an islet approximately 40 kilometers southeast from the Kyushu region of Japan that consists of a combination of various rose plants and SCP-2905-2. The islet itself is about half a kilometer at its longest point. The garden consists of 14 concentric circles, alternating between a plant ring and a gravel path. SCP-2905-1 rests in the center of the garden. SCP-2905-1 is a statue of a kneeling woman made of tightly interwoven branches and SCP-2905-2 webbing. It stands on a flattened stone that rises 1.2 meters in the center of SCP-2905. The name now is inscribed into the stone. Scans reveal that SCP-2905-1 contains a humanoid body that appears to be made of SCP-2905-2 webbing as well. Occasional spherical bulging from within the body has been recorded. SCP-2905-2 is the term designated to the organisms intermixed with the actual rose plants of SCP-2905. While superficially resembling rose plants, they are in fact colonies of multiple organisms that individually resemble large spiders, each with a flower blooming on the top side of the abdomen. SCP-2905-2 are capable of ejecting a web-like substance. Said webbing is in fact more akin to plant fibers coated with sap. The legs of SCP-2905-2 are covered in thorns that secrete toxins similar to those of various spiders. Each colony consists of 1 to 400 instances of SCP-2905-2. SCP-2905-2 act as caretakers for SCP-2905-1, cleaning away dirt via brushing with legs, polishing it with rose petals, redecorating it with flowers, etc. At the end of each month, various portions of SCP-2905-1 open to admit 1 to 2 dozen SCP-2905-2 inside of it. SCP-2905-2 secrete large amounts of the plant fiber webbing around the body inside SCP-2905-1, along with occasionally removing and replacing older web layers. After finishing, the SCP-2905-2 inside SCP-2905-1 will proceed to cannibalize each other until only one SCP-2905-2 is left. This SCP-2905-2 will then gather the remains of the other SCP-2905-2 into multiple sac-like webs that it deposits into various slits of the body inside SCP-2905-1 that are absorbed by the outer skin. The remaining SCP-2905-2 will then spontaneously dissolve into liquefied organic matter that is absorbed through the mouth of the humanoid body. Further scanning reveals the inside of the body contains hundreds of the web sacs deposited by SCP-2905-2, along with what appear to be a digestive system made of web tubing, and a skeletal system made of reinforced plant material. A cluster of sacs are centered around the chest region of the body. Within this cluster appears to be a large instance, approximately 7 cm from leg to leg, of a mirror spider, Thwaitea argentea punctata. As of April 17, 2004, SCP-2905-2 have been entering SCP-2905-1 in larger numbers. Movement from inside SCP-2905-1 has been increasing with each subsequent addition of material. SCP-2905-1 is now under constant monitoring for further signs of activity. Addendum 2905-1, on November 16, 1999, personnel discovered another 2 miniature statues made of interlaced rose branches, one resembling a monkey, one resembling a peacock, concealed within separate rose plants in the outermost ring of SCP-2905. Attempts to retrieve them were initially impeded by SCP-2905-2. Scans revealed both statues had a book stored inside them. The statues were cut open to retrieve them. The books contain the accounts of a being called Now, presumed to be the same Now as SCP-2905-1. Both books contain day-to-day events recorded in a place currently theorized to be SCP-2746, names such as Seward, Sari, Isaac, and Frederick consistent with other records in Site-45 appear within Now's recordings. Below are transcripts of the recovered journals. Addendum 2905-2. Transcript of book found within monkey statue. Translated from original documents written in A12. This is so exciting. As of today I am now under the apprenticeship of Healer Isaac. It's such an honor to be learning from one of the most esteemed doctors in. It's going to be such a different life for me now. Not that my skill as a decorator was boring, I was truly very happy being able to grow gardens and make weavings, and make our home more beautiful. But I've been handpicked to be a healer's apprentice for my strings, which they say can play a very important role in mending injuries. I'm meeting Isaac later this evening for my first lessons. You'll do fine now, I know you will. You're going to learn so much more now. The next 6 pages consisted of various herbs/medicines and their applications. This is going to be a lot of work. Isaac's healing knowledge is amazing. He tried to start me off small, but I was still barely able to keep up with his pace. Thank the maker that I'm able to take so many notes with my legs. This book's going to fill up fast. Oh, right, Isaac told me to take notes on everything he tells me so I have references later. I can see why, since he has so much to say, I'm bound to forget something. Isaac said we'd go over some of the unique things I can do myself over the next few weeks. Can't wait to see what he comes up with. The next 10 pages contained various drawings, diagrams, and charts of different bones and limbs, and how to properly heal them. I knew my silk was strong. I've used it in countless tapestries. But Isaac keeps showing new ways it can be used. With enough wrapping and proper positioning I can make casts, slings, and braces for injuries. I've been practicing bone setting on dummies day and night, with Isaac always overseeing how I do. It's a different kind of bone every lesson, a different kind of break, a different kind of set. But I've been learning Isaac's teaching methods so it's becoming less and less strenuous. I figured we'd get to stitches eventually even before the lessons started. After just a month of practice Isaac said I excelled at my work. Today was my first chance to apply what I've learned. Gareth hurt his arm falling while he was working on a new tower. Isaac and I came to his side in an instant. Isaac diagnosed his injuries then told me to set the bone. Everything went well, and Gareth should fully recover in no time. Isaac said I did good. This was an interesting day. Isaac said he had thought of something new. Usually when we treat someone with more severe injuries, we give them the black drink mixed with sedatives, but it takes some time to go into effect, and we have to keep giving it to them throughout the procedure. So Isaac proposed I deliver the medicine by biting my patients. It honestly conflicted with what he had taught me previously, but after he explained it made more sense. If I can deliver a small amount of more concentrated medicine straight through the skin instead of waiting for it to go past the stomach, we wouldn't have to worry about the amount of drink we'd have to give patients. Right now it's just a theory. Well, theory proven right. Priya came in with several broken toes. She was a bit apprehensive about the proposal, but Isaac insisted. The medicine started working almost immediately. What would have taken an hour took 20 minutes. Addendum 2905-3. Transcript of book found within peacock statue. Translated from original documents written in A12. This is Healer now. It's official, I'm no longer just an apprentice, so here's a new journal to mark a new chapter. I cannot believe the 6 years went by so quick. After Isaac gave the official release, I nearly cried. He's practically a father to me, and I plan on continuing to make him proud. Gareth and Mindy are finishing the building for me. Ever since I helped Gareth, those two have become close friends of mine. And not just them. It's wonderful having so many people that trust me. One of the greatest feelings you can have as a healer. I should start writing down everything I need to move over. Next 4 pages consist of a list supplies and various books. I haven't written in here for a week. Moving everything took a lot of work. Thanks again to Gareth and Isaac for their help. Jas and Liara came to visit me today. They said they've missed my company back in the gardens and weaving rooms. I'm sorry. But they said they're happy for me, and they even brought me some roses and fabrics. For when I have spare time and feel like sewing again, they said. Thanks. The next 6 pages consist of logs detailing items Now and her customers exchanged with each other. Now also remarks on how she needs extra helpers in her shop. Writing again. As much as I love being a healer, I've been getting tired this last quarter. Isaac visits now and then, and my friends try and help whenever they can, but it's still mostly just me working. And I'm small. Spiders can only move so much at a time. I'm going to go ask Scholar Diana if she can help me in any way. Her nature crafting is second to none, and the dancing sunflowers she sent have given me an idea. What a relief. Diana was more than willing to help, and I now have 12 of my personal assistants. 96 more legs around the shop, and Diana designed them beautifully. The large roses on the back are a particularly nice touch. They can even make strings like me. I'll have to start showing them my techniques. It looks like the thorns are just as good for medicine injections. I had to remove quite a few to avoid unnecessary pricking, but none of them minded it. What a surprise I got this morning. My rose spiders can reproduce. I found a pile of seeds in between two of them when I woke up. I planted a few of them, going to save the rest for when I need them more. Addendum 2905-4a. The following translation was obtained from a spider statue found within the innermost circle of SCP-2905 on February 16, 2001. Translated from original A12. Note: personnel initially uncovered a statue of a hyena within the plants of the innermost ring, but attempts to retrieve it were met with significant hostility from SCP-2905-2. SCP-2905-2 from the 13th and 12th rings also moved into the 14th ring in an attempt to keep the personnel from taking the statue. Eventually, SCP-2905-2 took the statue back, but brought out the spider statue now in Foundation custody. Said statue was taken without SCP-2905-2 interference. An explanation for this behavior is still being discussed. Everything's been destroyed. It's snowing. It's so cold. My building has been burned down. Everyone wanted the medicines I had stored. I've been in hiding for 18 days, I think. I managed to save 7 of my journals, a dozen different herbs, and a dozen different medicines. Oh, also the seeds of the rose spiders I've been saving. 6 of the original generation are with me, the rest were caught up in the fire. What happened? I knew there was going to be a celebration for the completion of the new world. I didn't go. I'm not much of a partier. Jas and Liara were with me in the shop. Suddenly we heard yelling outside. There was smoke in the distance, and roaring too. We got scared and locked everything. We waited a few days before going outside again. The streets were empty. We saw blood on some of the buildings nearby. What's going on? We spent the next 20 days without seeing anyone. The snow started falling 12 days in. The ground was covered within a night. Jas started to complain of stomach pains. None of the medicines we gave her helped. Liara's beginning to have stomach aches too. I can't figure out a remedy. We saw someone else for the first time in 45 days. Jilan was outside our door with his wings torn off and a huge bite mark in his side. We did our best, but the bone damage was too severe. He's gone. We buried him outside. But he told us what was going on before he passed. I can't believe it. That's why Jas and Liara are in pain. They're beginning to starve. Maker, why did you do this to us? Make us need to eat? Eat each other? I've seen Master Frederick's words, swords, and sorries please. None of it makes any sense. What am I supposed to do? This is wrong. So wrong. I could never hurt someone. What would Isaac say if I harmed instead of healed? A few days passed, and then we heard sounds of fighting. Pained cries, crashing, it was horrible. Being the healer I am, I dared to go outside and see who was getting hurt. I knew had occasional arguments, but nothing like what I saw. When I opened the door, there was blood all over the snow. Mindy was on the ground, with half of her face missing. Jorare and Helion were eating her. Jorare saw me and flew into the room. He snatched up Liara. Oh, Maker. Liara's dead. She's dead. She's dead, she's dead. The rose spiders pounced onto him and jabbed him with all sorts of drugs. I just screamed. By the time they crawled off, Jorare was a bloody mess full of holes. Then Helion came in. We looked at each other for a split second before I grabbed everything I could while the rose spiders kept him from getting near me. Wrapped it all up, then sprinted out the door while Helion was still struggling. The last thing I saw looking back was smoke beginning to pour out of the windows. I'm starting to get hungry too. But I think I can bear it a little longer. I'm not eating anyone yet, right? I'll be fine. You'll be fine, now. You'll be fine, now. You'll be fine, now. Isaac. Isaac, where are you? Help me. Help me, help me, help me, help me. I tried eating some of the rose spider seeds. It hurt. I don't think I can handle this kind of food. I'm not going to eat anyone. But I can't eat anything else either. Plants hurt. Seeds hurt. Crops hurt. What am I supposed to do? I'm dying. I'm too hungry to move. I guess in the end I couldn't make myself better. Isaac came to me. Thank you. Thank you. But he's hurt. He's hurt really bad. He's missing a leg. I was able to disinfect and close the stump, but there's no hope in getting it back completely. Isaac told me I have to find food for myself. I told him I refused. He told me to not be stupid. He told me that healers can't do anything right now. Those words hurt. They still hurt. He looked scared. He told me I had to leave. When I asked him why, he broke down and said he made something he shouldn't have. He showed me a black fruit and told me to bring out my supplies. I don't know what he did, but he mixed the fruit's juices and some of the other medicines together. He gave the new mixture to me and told me it would help me eat better. I asked him what we were going to do. Isaac sighed and said he had nothing to do with me anymore. That he didn't deserve to be called a healer. After that I fell asleep again. When I woke up, Isaac was gone. Addendum 2905-4b. Isaac, what did you leave me? This is insane. What have you been up to? I won't do this. And even if I wanted to do this, why would I want to become like them? The ones responsible for all our suffering? And from what you've left in these notes, the process would take hundreds of cycles to complete. Strings as muscle, blood, and flesh used from others I've eaten, myself at the center of a body that's so unnatural. What were you thinking when you made this, Isaac? You said you wanted me to be safe. You wanted me to leave. Is this place truly worse than anything outside? I understand you wanted me to have this body, Isaac. If I stay here I'll be eaten, frail as I am. If I leave, the Maker's creations will kill me as soon as they can. They hate the form I've chosen. I can't write anymore right now. It's too much to take in. I had to use the mix Isaac gave me. Jas attacked me. She looked horrible. I don't even think she recognized me. She tried to eat me. Jas, why would you try to hurt me? I bit her with the stuff on my teeth and she screamed. She started seizing up. She melted. Isaac, is this how I'm supposed to gather blood for the body you want me to make? Oh, Maker, Isaac must have done something to the rose spiders. They started wrapping up what was left of Jas. Just like the drawings. Little pods to attach to me like eggs. Addendum 2905-4c. I'm outside. I don't know where I am. The rose spiders must have taken me away while I was asleep. There's water all around me. Spiders can't exactly swim. The rose spiders have been growing themselves. There's a huge ring of them growing already. I don't know what they're trying to do. What Isaac's making them do. I woke up today to find 3 pods attached to my body. I think they're Jas. I passed out. Not sure how long. I'm done. The rose spiders killed a few of their own and dissolved them with the mix Isaac gave me. They fed themselves to me. How long will I have to live like this? I guess Isaac's leaving me no choice in the matter. The spiders have been growing and eating each other, making more and more pods out of themselves. I have a dozen more on me now. Every time I sleep I wake up to find myself covered in more. It's getting hard to move now. I'm not sure how much longer I can write down everything that happens to me. What will happen to me while I'm changing? Will I even remember everything I've been? What kind of thing will I become? I have to save all of this somehow. I need to remind myself who I am. With whatever time I have left, I need to leave something behind. I've made 7 containers. Maybe they'll remind me of who I am too. I made them in memory of my friends, right? Gareth, Diana, Mindy, Liara, Giady, Jas. Isaac. You'll keep my memories safe.